Welcome to Better Daily Life, where we are moving forward 1% better every single day. Download the app and supercharge your journey at betterdaily.life. Now it's time to ditch facts and get facts with your host and my dad, Alex Van Houten.
What is up, Betterment family? This is Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Happy Friday. It is Flex Friday. And on Flex Friday, we go through something from an exercise perspective to help you on your 1% better journey. And today, in honor of the Faithful 40 Challenge, we're going through exercise structure. So we're going to be talking about sets, reps, supersets, load, cues, time under tension, some special instructions. So I'm excited about this. This is helping you to read a good workout and to understand the different parts of a good workout so that you can execute it well. And I have just for a visual representation, I have one of the workouts from our premium membership here in Better Daily. I'm going to walk you through what all the different parts of this workout means and looks like. Before we get there, I do have to say we have one more day until the Faithful 40 Challenge. The Faithful 40 Challenge starts in earnest tomorrow. We've already assigned teams. If you're a last-minute registration, we will find you a team leader and put you on an awesome team. We've got Kat's team. We've got Jess's team, Coach Jess. And we've got Robin's team. And we've got Jared's team and Scott's team, and then I am going to lead our team leaders, and it's going to be a powerful challenge. So tomorrow morning, we're going to start with our very first post, mindset, nutrition, and exercise. We're going to report to each other. We're going to tag our team members, and we're going to keep each other accountable through an awesome week. And we'll also have our group order link for our Better Daily shirts, and you'll see that go out soon, so get excited about that. And I'm going to give us about 2 weeks to get our final orders in and stuff so that we can order those and start sporting them during our Faithful 40 Challenge. I'm excited about it. So let's get into workout structure. Now, for some of you, you've done a whole bunch of workouts, and in your life, you've spent over 10,000 hours in a gym setting, and so workout structure is not news to you. I always like the refresher. I find it motivating to understand why the different parts of a workout structure exist, but some of you also might be new to trying to read a workout at all. You know, you look at a weight training workout and it all feels kind of Greek to you. What does it mean to do 3 sets? What does it mean to do 12 repetitions, right? So no matter where you're at, you should know that a good workout structure can get really deep and important. And I'll talk on both ends of that spectrum today because it's important to me that you can both read a workout. If you're relatively new to exercise, you can read it. You understand what it means. You understand how the workout's structured and how to execute it, right? But also, if you've done a whole bunch of working out, then I also want you to understand how workout structure can affect your workout efficiency, because there are some people who spend an hour and a half in the gym and they could probably get the same results in 45 minutes. That doesn't mean that, they shouldn't spend an hour and a half in the gym, but maybe you could, if you get the same results in 45 minutes, you could spend the other 45 minutes doing something effective and beneficial rather than wasting time in the gym. I hate wasted time. You don't get time back. So that said, let's go through this together. So first, your workout starts with an intention. Your workout structure is embedded in the structure of an intention, right? So we've gone through the phases of training here. We've talked about the foundations phase. We've talked about the endurance phase. We've talked about the hypertrophy phase or the muscle growth phase. And we've talked about the athleticism phase. And those phases of training are important because they're like, hey, for 4 weeks, I'm going to be focused on this. Or for 6 weeks, I'm going to be focused on this. And our individual workouts in those phases of training have an intention that is tied to the phase of training. So if I approach a foundations workout, my intention in this workout is to use the right muscles, is to slow down and achieve good form, to create more stability, to challenge my balance or my core strength, right? So that would be the intentions around a foundations workout. Whereas when I walk into a hypertrophy or muscle growing workout, which happens to be what we'll walk through today, when I approach a muscle growing workout, then I walk in and my intention today is to push my muscles to their limit without injury. Right, that's my intention during hypertrophy. Is I'm trying to tax the muscle, wear it out, use the right muscle groups in the process, do not get injured, and tell the muscle all the way down to the level of the cell, hey, you're not enough. You need more. You need more metabolic fluid. You need more tissue density. You need more mitochondria. We're not enough. I need you to grow. And that's the intention of a muscle growing workout. An endurance workout would be something like, I want to create some grit and endurance in my tissues, and in my mindset, to my cardiovascular system. And so I'm going to sweat some today. I'm going to try to push my muscles to their endurable limit, not necessarily going heavy, but really wearing them out. And in that moment where I don't think I can continue going, I need to knock out a few more reps and or start another exercise, right? So our intention in our workout's important, and that's an overarching theme for a workout. So you could just completely bypass this, but at the top it says back and tries, that this is a muscle growing workout. So back and tries, these are the groups of muscles that I intend to work on today for muscle growth. And some people blow right by the name of a workout, right? But that's important. This describes the intention of the workout, right? And that's a powerful part to set up your exercise well. Good morning, Jonathan. Good to see you this morning. Thanks for the robot flex. Good morning, Kat. Good to see you this morning. She says, yes, optimizing and redeeming time for the days are evil. That was a biblical reference. Optimize the time of your workout because the days are evil. Or your workout might be evil too. Who knows? Or at least sometimes it feels that way to me. So we've got our workout intention, right? And then in a good workout nowadays with technology, a good workout will give you references for your exercise cues, right? So for our Better Daily members, our premium members, we use QR codes, right? So like we have a lat pull down. Somebody might not know what a lat pull down is. And so they can scan their QR code on their workout sheet and go, oh, okay. And it'll direct them to a video with a coach of over a decade explaining how to do a good lat pull down and demonstrating that, right? Similarly with the T-bar row, similarly with a cable low row. Somebody might ask, hey, Alex, why do you use other trainers' videos in your workout programs? And it's a good question. YouTube is filled with, type in lat pull down to YouTube. Like, you just keep scrolling. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of different walkthroughs on a lat pull down. And there's some of them that are really, really short and sweet and to the point. Like, you don't even get any instruction. And some of them are like 12-minute long tutorials on how to do a lat pull down. I like to find ones that are right in the middle, that are about a minute to 2 minutes. They have some good cues to think about, but also are not too long, you know. And the reason I use other people's videos is because they've already created them. There's no reason for me to recreate the wheel. My lat pull down isn't significantly better than the other lat pull down. I create YouTube videos for exercises that don't get any airtime. So for instance, a client of mine and I were looking for a video on a split stance, single arm, contralateral suitcase squat. That's really hard to find. Nobody does that. And so I make my videos and stuff on exercises that people aren't regularly demonstrating. So like a dead fish crunch, for instance, you have no idea what that is, or like a single leg burpee. So I'll make videos along the lines of functional movements that are good for you that might not be part of the mainstream of exercise. So you have to have a way to do that. My individual clients, my personal clients who work with me in a one-on-one setting, I use a program called TrueCoach so that when they have lat pull down on their workout, there's a video associated with that. So QR code video, whatever works. But these videos help you with cues. They help you to see what it is that you're doing. In case when you picture a lat pull down, it's not the same thing that comes to mind for you. It helps you to see what it is you're doing. But also, you need some cues, right? So imagine you're doing a lat pull down, which is, you grab the bar up here and you pull down under your chin. If the entire time you're just kind of going through the motions, you're not going to get as much out of that exercise as if you thought, I'm going to pull my chest up and I'm going to squeeze through my pinkies so that my back is nice and tight at the bottom of the movement. If you're thinking that in a lat pull down, you'll get way more out of the lat pull down rather than just kind of cranking through, right? Because I could do a lat pull down like this, right? That looks like a lat pull down, right? But that's just my arms. I'm not using my lats. And in the name lat pull down, the emphasis is lats. And that's actually part of a good back workout. See? So that's the exercise. Now, in doing the workout, there are a couple things you should know. There's sets, reps, and rest. Those are very primary, right? So sets means how many times are you going to do a specific number of this exercise. So let's say I'm going to do 3 sets of 10 repetitions. That means I'm going to do 10 repetitions of this exercise. And then after a rest period or another exercise, I'm going to come back and do another set of it. I'm going to repeat that 3 times, right? So I'm going to do 10, and then I'm going to do 10, and then I'm going to do 10. And you're like, wow, why don't you just do 30 reps? That's a good question. If you're doing a heavy enough weight that you can only do 10 repetitions, then that's going to create muscle growth. But if you're doing a light enough weight where you could actually just do 30 repetitions with no rest, that's not going to create much muscle growth. It'll create endurance, but it's not going to create much muscle growth. Does that make sense? The way your workout is structured creates the adaptations that you're looking for. This is why you'll hear me say things like, I like to use exercise like a surgeon uses a scalpel, is to achieve a very, very specific, very precise adaptation, rather than using exercise like a sledgehammer. And a lot of people use exercise like a sledgehammer. They go, I'm going to do this work. I'm going to just do it and do it and do it until it hurts and I'm sweating and I'm breathing hard and I'm in a messed up puddle on the floor and everything hurts. It must have been a great workout. And maybe it was. A sledgehammer is a great tool for some things, but it's very, very hard to make a regular disciplined practice of exercise that you can do regularly without hurting yourself. It's hard to do that with a sledgehammer. I'd prefer to use exercise as a scalpel to create very specific adaptations. And so you could look at the lat pull down and go, why not do 30 repetitions if I'm just going to do 3 sets of 10? That's using exercise as a sledgehammer, have at it. But if you're working toward muscle growth specifically, you're going to do much better with 3 sets of 10 repetitions at a heavier weight. Kat says that's why a trainer is important, because I'm not paid to think so hard that way. Yes. That's very fair. I've had people in the past hire me and say, the reason I'm paying you for this is so I don't have to think about it. I just want you to tell me what to do in my workout. And that's great. I don't mind outsourcing the problem. Or I don't mind you outsourcing the problem. I deal with the problem. Can't really, this isn't like a China thing. I can't be like, hey, can you make this workout for me? This guy wants this. So 3 sets of how many repetitions, that's how many times you repeat the exercise. So in a lat pull down, I don't know why I've chosen the lat pull down today, but that's what we're going with. I guess because in this like small camera frame, you can see the motion of the lat pull down really well. I guess I could do shoulder press too. Either way. So I'm pulling down, and that's 1. I'm pulling down, and that's 2, right? Don't rush these, by the way, when you're doing your exercises. You don't get as much out of your lat pull down if you're like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's very few and far between that you're trying to rush through an exercise that's going to be beneficial for you. In general, a lat pull down should look something like this. Nice and strong, nice and controlled, using the right muscle groups to do so, right? There's reasons to be explosive, which I've talked about in previous episodes, and there's reasons to slow down even further, which I've also talked about in previous episodes. But that technically is what we call tempo, and that's a topic for another day. So sets and reps. Doing it with control, with a good mind on form, not hurting yourself, and with the intention that you set up for your workout. Now, rest periods are important and often overlooked in a workout program. So in this particular workout program, you have your lat pull down. It's all by itself, and you have 60 seconds of rest in between sets. So you're doing the lat pull down. You're going to rest for 60 seconds, take a sip of water, snap a gym selfie. I'm just kidding. Don't be that guy. Unless it's the end of your workout and you have a thumbs up and a Better Daily shirt on. That's how it should work. So you rest for 60 seconds and then you hit your next set. And the reason rest periods matter is because if you don't rest long enough for muscle growth, if you don't rest long enough, then you won't be able to put out the same amount of effort for your next set. But if you rest too long, then you've given your muscles too long to recover, and you won't get the adaptation that you're looking for. If muscles have too long to recover, then they're not going to be worn out by the end of this bout. So the only time you should ever rest longer than 60 to 90 seconds is if you're working on strength, absolute strength. You're trying to do 3 repetitions at the heaviest weight you can possibly manage. That can warrant a 3 to 5 minute rest period. So sometimes people will come up to me in a gym setting and they want to talk. And I will be polite for a few seconds, but I'll say, hey, just a second, I need to knock out my set, because my rest periods matter. I can't sit there and talk to you for 5 minutes and then get back to my workout and get the same work out of my workout. And my wife jokes that she and I are similar in that because we used to work in a large corporate gym setting, and we had to get really good at kind of painting on our face, like, I'm working out, leave me alone. because our rest periods matter. And that's a big deal. If you rest a minute between your sets, that's one thing. If you rest 5 minutes between your sets, that significantly increases the amount of time you're in the gym, given the amount of work that you're trying to do. So we've got our rest periods. And then you have things like supersets. So notice on this workout, this is the workout that I'm walking through that's in our Better Daily community for our premium members. You click exercise programs, and there they are. But see the little dots right here? This means it's all by itself. And then see how these 2 dots are joined? This means that is a superset. That means that you do a cable low row, 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps, no rest. And then you do a dumbbell tricep extension. And notice you get no rest after that either. And so what you're doing is a cable low row, which is hitting your biceps and back. And then you're doing a dumbbell tricep extension, which hits your triceps while your biceps and your back are resting. And then you come back to your low row. So you go low row, tricep extension, low row, tricep extension. You knock out 3 to 5 sets of that. Man, I love that superset. It is a powerful superset. Your back is smoked. Your biceps are working hard. Your triceps are taxed. So you had the opportunity to hit almost all of your upper body in just a few short minutes. That's a 5 to 10 minute set there. So, set of supersets, that is. But this is important. And when I'm working with personal coaching clients, we denote this with like 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. Like the exercise number denotes what exercise you're doing when, and then the letters say whether or not they're together. So if you're reading a workout program and they don't use the little dot system that I have here in Better Daily, I do that to make it easier to read. But the lat pull down would be like 1, and the T-bar row here would be 2, and then the cable low row would be 3A, and then the dumbbell tricep extension would be 3B. See how that works? And then the dumbbell pullover would be 4A, and then finally the skull crusher would be 4B. And that would be the workout. That's what supersets mean. You can do the same thing with something called a circuit. All a circuit is multiple exercises together in round robin style, in round like fashion. So I could connect all these dots here, so to speak, and you could do lat pull down, T-bar row, cable row, tricep extension, dumbbell pullover, and skull crusher, and then come back through. The only problem with that sort of workout program is circuits are more endurance focused, not muscle growth focused. So when these exercises are by themselves and you get some good rest and you get to hit them again, that generally creates more muscle growth, whereas circuits are going to create more endurance, and you'll keep your heart rate up and that sort of thing. So that's the supersets. And then you have things like special instructions. Some workouts, you might incorporate something like a pyramid. A pyramid means you start with a high amount of repetitions with low weight. Let's say, again, I'm doing the lat pull down nice and light for 20 reps, right? And then I'm going to make it heavier and then do 15 reps. And then I'm going to make it heavier and do 10 reps. And then I'm going to make it heavier and do 8 reps. And that's called a pyramid, is you're kind of like climbing up the ladder of intensity. And then some people like to do what's called a drop set at the end of a pyramid, which means you've done your really heavy weight with low repetitions, and then you drop the weight and you knock out as many reps as you're able to until fatigue or exhaustion. That's called a drop set. Drop set meaning I dropped the weight and increased the repetitions as much as I could on fatigued muscles. So those are like special instructions in a workout. You can see things like AMRAP, which is as many reps as possible. It's like, hey, you have 10 minutes to complete as many reps as possible of this exercise. Let's say you can do a 100-meter row and 20 push-ups, and a 100-meter row and 20 push-ups. That's a brutal upper body AMRAP. 100-meter row hard, 20 push-ups. 100-meter row hard, 20 push-ups. And you do that as many rounds as you could possibly get through in 10 minutes. If you don't have a lot of time, that is a great 10-minute AMRAP. And so these special instructions in workout programs, generally they come at the bottom. This particular workout that I'm showing you guys is very straightforward. It's a very straightforward muscle growing workout. Each exercise has a very robust start and end time. The supersets are easily demarcated. And so this is important though, because, and I'll say one thing about advanced programming here and then I'll leave us alone, because I know this has been kind of technical, but it's such an important set of skills if you're trying to improve yourself through exercise. And here in the Faithful 40 Challenge, there are a lot of people who are taking on new habits. You know, maybe they're walking where they weren't walking before. Maybe they're running where they weren't running before. Maybe they're going to pick up some weights or do some bodyweight exercises or yoga over the next few months. And so it's important that the exercise that you are doing, that you're executing it to the best of your ability. And for some people, this workout program, seeing it on paper and stuff, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't translate. And so it's an important skill, and I want you to have it. So from a advanced perspective, in workout programs, you have different adaptations and different experiences depending on the order of things, right? So for instance, I have here lat pull down and T-bar row all by themselves. That means that I'm going to give my best effort to the lat pull down when my muscles are most fresh. And then when my lats are really active from the lat pull down and activated, then I'm going to hit the T-bar row, which is actually a very powerful lat exercise. But my lats are very active from hitting the lat pull down. Now the experience would be different if I flipped them. If I did my T-bar row first on fresh muscles, and then I went to the lat pull down, what would happen with that is I would have an opportunity to exhaust my lats, really isolating them in the lat pull down. But I would miss out on the opportunity to have active lats during my T-bar row. And this, you know, remember I talked about the spectrum. There are some of you who are new to reading workout programs. And so like just understanding, okay, that's the number of sets I need to do. That's the number of reps I need to do. That's what a superset means. Awesome. This doesn't apply to you. Don't let this mess with your head too much. But for those of you who are really advanced in your workout programming, you've done a whole lot of workouts, it's time to start paying attention to the order of your exercises. Because the order of your exercises, I think of a good workout like a tapestry. You could take the same two movements and do them in one particular order, which would create one sort of adaptation. Whereas if you flip-flopped those exercises, you would change the adaptation completely, right? So lat pull down and T-bar row. And notice I have my supersets in the end here. Why? Well, I want to work in my triceps into my workout program. But in this particular workout program, I'm not prioritizing triceps. I'm not using them when I'm most fresh. And so if somebody really wants to grow their triceps, what they should do is actually flip-flop this workout. You should be hitting your triceps during the time that you're most fresh. I keep saying the word fresh. You're the most rested, right? You should be having your tricep work toward the beginning if that's your primary goal in this workout. For me, I generally prioritize my larger muscle groups, and so I want to hit things like my back before I expend energy on things like my shoulders or my triceps. But that's a personal preference for me, but that generally applies to most people. So workout order is a very powerful part of structure, and if you guys want to hear more about that, I'd be very happy to talk through some other examples. But I think for now, I've given you plenty to think about. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on Flex Friday. I hope that this has given you an opportunity to think through how a workout is structured, what your intentions in walking into your workout need to be in order to use your exercise like a scalpel rather than a big old mallet. A scalpel is less likely to injure you. It'll make those really precise cuts, those precise adaptations, whereas that exercise mallet, man, it'll just beat you up, and you can't do that for super long. So thank you for joining me on a relatively technical workout. I'm so excited about the Faithful 40 Challenge. I hope that you'll put into practice this workout programming and that you get just as much out of the Faithful 40 Challenge as I do. Until next time, guys, it's just 1%. You got this.
Thank you for joining us for your 1% better. Be you, just better, in mind, body, and spirit. Go to betterdaily.life, download our app, and check out our 5-star coaching resources. We all have a cross to carry. It's lighter when we do it together. Go to betterdaily.life today.